According to William Petty, money is the best rule of commerce. On today's episode of Jamaica Magazine, we share with you how the government of Jamaica's strategic priorities will drive commerce across all sectors. And how do you teach your child about money management? Look for the answer in Children and Their Piggy Banks. Plus, teaching children to be productive without a financial incentive, one of the many targets of National Action Day 2014. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Join me on this episode of the magazine for all that and more.
If you're gonna take it to the limit, don't fake it, just make it the best and life you need.
Are you 35, live in Jamaica, made a worthwhile contribution to the development of your community or parish? You're eligible for the Governor General's Achievement Award. There is also an award for persons 18 to 24 years with high levels of academic achievement. And if you're 24 to 35 years, you could qualify for the Governor General's Award of Excellence.
It's not based on your personal success. It's based on your outreach, doing something to help other people.
For full details of the criteria, application form and supporting documents, visit kingshouse.gov.jm or call 927-6424. Drop off documents at King's House, Hope Road, Kingston 6, or give them to the Justice of the Peace or Custos in your parish. Application deadline May 30, 2014. The Governor General's Achievement Awards Program, recognizing excellence since 1991.
Nobody can tell you what tomorrow brings.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, May 14. The Jamaica Public Service Company has complied with a directive from the Office of Utilities Regulation (OUR) to stop restricting power to communities where electricity theft is rampant. Earlier this week, JPS reduced the number of hours that power was supplied to select communities in Kingston, St. Andrew and St. Catherine because the majority of persons in those areas were stealing electricity. But the OUR told the company on Wednesday to immediately cease and desist, saying the practice breached its all-island electric license, its standard terms and conditions of service, and the Public Utilities Protection Act. Energy State Minister Julian Robinson also met with JPS on Tuesday, informing the company that the power-cutting policy was unjust and that other alternatives should be examined to reduce electricity theft.
As a 20% shareholder in the JPS, the government of Jamaica is determined to pursue all possible options and avenues to ensure that this practice is discontinued. The government remains committed to continuing the dialogue with JPS to reduce electricity theft and to bring equilibrium to our electricity sector.
Mr. Robinson also told Parliament that Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller had scheduled a meeting with the JPS for Wednesday to discuss the issue. In its directive to the JPS, the OUR had warned that if the company failed to resume full service, it would be liable for prosecution under Section 9 of the OUR Act. In other news, murders have declined by 8% between January 1 and May 10 this year, and down 44% when compared to the same period 5 years ago. National Security Minister Peter Bunting gave the update Tuesday during his sectoral presentation to Parliament. He added that accusatory crimes were down 14% when compared to last year, and down by over 30% when compared to the corresponding period 5 years ago.
Shootings are flat year on year. But again, if we look at the trend over a 5-year period, shootings will be down 36%. In fact, serious and violent crimes, 2014 versus 2013 are down 11%, and over the 5-year period are down 33% collectively.
In the meantime, the National Security Minister said the completed merger of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Island Special Constabulary Force would help to improve overall safety and security. Due to the increase in JCF's personnel, he said a fourth portfolio would be added to the National Security Ministry, the Security Services Portfolio. The unit, to be headed by a Deputy Commissioner of Police, will incorporate the Marine and Canine divisions of the JCF and will be responsible for VIP protection.
As well as securing critical facilities such as Parliament, King's House, Jamaica House, the courts, ports and airports. and other critical infrastructure, including, for example, facilities to do with the logistics hub.
Health professionals are being assured that monies deducted from their salaries will be paid over to the respective institutions. Recent reports have revealed that the salary deductions of some health personnel have not been paid over to the relevant agencies to meet their financial obligations.
I have been in touch with the Ministry of Finance. I'm in touch with Minister Daly and also Minister Phillips to see how quickly we can resolve those issues. I have met with the chairman and RDs and all the top persons in the region. It could have been 2 Fridays ago. I have read the Riot Act as it relates to persons' statutory deductions, which is a part of your pay and therefore ought not to be tampered with.
The health minister was speaking at the launch of National Nurses Week, which is being celebrated from July 13 to 19. Dr. Ferguson congratulated the nurses on the wonderful job they've been doing under difficult circumstances. The development of a national cancer registry took another significant step recently. The Pan American Health Organization recently gave the registry a server and computer tablets costing $2 million. Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson says the donation will go a far way in ensuring that correct and timely data is captured for the entire island.
They are of tremendous importance, and we have seen it demonstrated. I am fully on board. We are going to make the difference with cancer.
The National Cancer Registry has been established to assess the burden of cancer as well as to track and monitor the epidemic. And finally, the United Nations, through its resident coordinator in Jamaica, has pledged its continued support for Vision 2030 Jamaica, the island's first long-term development plan.
On behalf of the United Nations system in Jamaica, I reiterate our commitment to continue to collaborate with the government and people of Jamaica and contribute towards achieving the Vision 2030 Jamaica.
Dr. Arun Kashyap was speaking during Wednesday's launch of the Caribbean chapter of the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
Lift up your hearts with a smile. Lift up your feet with a dance. Lift up your spirits with a song. It's family time. It's family time. It's family time.
High levels of debt eliminate a capital budget, which is essential for growth.
And that is why the government is trying to reduce the debt so that more money is available to do things like fixing roads, improving hospitals, developing the education system, and providing other amenities needed for social upliftment. The government's economic reform program is reaping results. The debt is going down.
What is good about the program is that the debt to GDP that stood at 149.4% has declined to 139.2% at the end of 2013-2014.
That means for every dollar of goods we produce, we used to owe $1.49, and now it's $1.39. The goal is to have a debt to GDP ratio of between 95 and 100% by 2020 and 60% by 2025 to 2026.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller has asserted that her administration is working for the people.
In situations like ours, growth and development processes are complex. They do not happen overnight.
But the work is already in train, and this year there are 6 strategic priorities. The first builds on the fiscal foundation laid last year.
Last financial year, it was primarily about negotiating a new medium-term agreement with the IMF. Government did that.
This year, it's about staying the course, sticking with that IMF agreement, and passing all the quarterly reviews administered by the fund every 3 months. Fundamentally, there remains a determination to contain public expenditure, divest some key public assets, and continue the process of tax and pension reform.
Jamaica cannot continue to bar its way out of its troubles. That is why we have to make the economic adjustments.
Government's plan isn't only about spending more wisely. This year, the administration intends to put more people to work and keep the economy on a growth path.
We expect the rate of growth to continue to strengthen, especially as we continue to implement major reforms to enhance the business environment, as well as to intensify the efforts regarding strategic investment projects in tourism, transport, agri-parks, logistics, among others.
This year, particular attention will be paid to the development of 3 important growth areas. These are the cultural and creative economy. 2, innovation, science and technology. 3, for too long, we have not been, as a country and government, paying enough attention to nutraceuticals, to the nutraceuticals industry.
The government will be unrelenting in its efforts to reduce crime and build safer communities.
This year, the long-contemplated merger of the JCF and the ISCF is being implemented. Significant capital investment will be made to upgrade the technology available for police investigation and operations, and programs aimed at promoting respect for life and stronger values will be implemented. At the same time, critical pieces of legislation will be pushed to fight crime and secure justice for Jamaicans.
My administration is of the firm view, Mr. Speaker, that our human resource must be at the heart of our growth and development strategy.
Building on the 2013-2014 foundation, a raft of measures is being pursued to ensure a healthy and educated population, like making it easier for young people to get SLV loans to fund their tertiary education, and building more centers of excellence for better health services at the community level.
Women and men, children, the elderly, those on the streets and in infirmaries, the poor and the disabled will all be targeted for social intervention initiatives this fiscal year.
The government will be spending over $5.5 billion to safeguard the welfare of the vulnerable in our society.
$75 million of this amount will be spent on phase 2 of the short-term poverty intervention program.
This is not a new priority for the Portia Simpson Miller administration. It is merely one that is increasingly finding center stage, and for a simple reason.
Apart from our people, the natural environment is our most precious resource. Its protection is critical to our economic and social development.
Among other things, this year will find government working to increase awareness on climate change in the public sector and the wider society, and generate information to guide adaptation and mitigation strategies, policies, and plans.
6 strategic priorities: fiscal prudence and pursuit of a credible macroeconomic program, economic growth and job creation, security and justice, human capital development, social inclusion and protection, environmental and climate change resilience. Government in action, working to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Me not run down no baby daddy. Me a stay in a school. Be married, get my education. So young girls, if you no mess up, get up, brush off, and remember, nourish.
Everyone has an economic plan. The government, parents and children. Yes, believe it or not, children have an interest, especially in their parents' money. Let's learn more about their income and expenditure plans.
Dad, can you please buy me some ice cream, cake, and peanuts when we get to the supermarket?
Matthew, I don't have the money to buy all those things for you now. The money I have is to buy you snacks for next week and to buy some other things for the house.
All right.
Here what? Let's make a deal. I'll give you $500 and you buy all the snacks you want, okay?
That sounds great.
All right.
Ooh, snacks, can we go there?
Yeah, you have everything you want?
Yeah.
All right.
Your total is $958.18.
Dad? Okay, I'll put some stuff back. Dad, I didn't realize that's how money works.
I'm glad you realized, so now you know what to do next time.
That's a recurring theme between parents or guardians and the little ones. A multitude of wants, but not enough money to fulfill them.
Children have to get the basic concept clear. Money is earned. And when you've worked for that, you've earned that, then the child can assimilate the fact that, okay, I must spend it wisely.
Alright guys, so as you know, we're talking about money, right? And how we use it. Starting with you, Daniel. You get your lunch money for the week. How do you budget it? Do you know how much you're supposed to get per day and stuff like that?
Well, I use $200 every day. So at the end of the week, I will have $500 to save.
Oh, so that means you save $100 per day?
Yes.
Alright, so what has motivated you to start doing that saving?
Well, I save, so if I need anything, I will have money for it.
I use $100 to pay for lunch, and I save the rest. I'm saving because I would like to buy a laptop by the middle of summer. I am around 1,600.
But is it every mickle make a muckle? So you're adding as you go along to see what can happen?
I try to spend as little as possible because I know that the times are hard for the parents now.
Right.
So I have to do something to make to try and help them.
And that's very important. Parents have a lot of bills to take care of. They have to pay for water, electricity, the car, the house, food, your school fees, and a number of other things. Plus, they have to save money for emergencies.
What do your parents do when you ask them for something? What do they normally say to you?
Well, let's say it costs $1,000 and I only have $400. I ask my parents for the other $600 and sometimes they will give it to me. Other times I have to go into my laptop fund.
The child must be accustomed to the fact that money is something that's acquired by working.
Well, they told me that if I try to conserve the lights,
yes,
to turn off the lights when they're not being in use, they told me that they would give me at least 10 for every light, and if I get good progress, they will increase the cost. Right now, I have at least $100 to collect, and just me. I'm going to add $5 interest.
So that would make it what? $105, right?
No, $5 for every $10 they don't give me.
Oh, okay. So you'll have to be getting some more money. So what you plan to do with that money?
Well, when I finish saving it, I'll save up for my Nintendo DS and a few cartridges.
Was there ever a time that you used to waste or squander money? Never? What about that Chinese chicken thing? Tell me about that.
Chinese chicken. I buy it after school and share it with my friends.
And have you stopped?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm trying to save.
These children do not limit saving to their piggy banks.
It's a small metal beer, but each time it can hold at least $1,000 in coins, and I put in a little US money that my grandmother sends for me. And then that goes to the bank, so it's like 1,000 each year, each month.
When I was turning 8, for my birthday, my mother's friend, I call her Auntie Cecile, she sent down 25 Canadian dollars for me. So I asked my father if he could take me to the bank so I could put it in my account.
All right, and you, Khalees? Yes, I've done it several times. It's supposed to be for my college fund, but sometimes you really do need to borrow from it.
What would be your advice to children who normally beg and pester and nag their parents for stuff?
Don't pressure your parents. If they don't have the money, they don't have the money. So stop pestering them.
What I would say is start trying to make your own money.
Really? By doing what?
Well, normally I ask my parents if I could do something around the house that they would pay me for. So, like for instance, if I clean my room and their room, they would give me like $300 or so.
Sometimes I clean my parents' shoes for them. They don't have the time. I study my books, get good grades. Sometimes they reward me. And I just try my best to be good.
The essence behind Money and Kids is basically to have children learn about the concept of money, the world of money, get them financially literate so that when they become adults, they actually have a fighting chance at being fiscally responsible in their affairs, their budgeting, their salary.
Sometimes even the greatest joys bring challenge, and the children with special needs inspire a very, very special love.
It is the parents, the teacher, society. I make choices based on their guidance, and as my guide, take responsibility for my education so that I will be a better learner, be self-reliant and motivated. So monitor how I spend my time out of school. Limit my time in front of the TV. Come on, Daddy. Don't buy that excuse that I need to watch TV while doing homework. Really now? And another thing, take an interest in what I am learning. Stay in touch with my teachers and work with them. Provide proper nutrition, especially for breakfast, and ensure that I arrive to school on time. Celebrate my successes. Don't just reprimand me for my failures. And children, don't take this opportunity for learning for granted. Make use of all resources, libraries, and after-school programs. Manage your time and set goals.
My mother taught me how to work for what I want. And if you don't work for it, then you don't deserve it.
They always tell me, be yourself. Don't try to be like others.
They help me through tough times, good time, bad time, they're always there for me.
Once the family is good, teach the children the right things, then them can grow up on the right.
Doing activities in and around the home is one avenue through which children can earn money while being helpful. The National Action Day program, however, encourages children to be productive and be good stewards while giving back to school and community.
Everybody must work. Everybody must work. Work hard.
Held the second Friday in May, Action Day teaches children the value and purpose of community development and nation building.
The National Action Day has been selected to help our children to be more responsible. Children are very aware that they have rights, but we also want them to realize that it comes with responsibility.
For May 2013, the National Action Day project was held at the St. Annie's Infant School in West Kingston. But why were they selected?
We selected St. Annie's Infant School as a recommendation from the ministry, who gave us a list of schools that needed some help. And looking at the desire of the school, we thought it was a good project, and we decided that we would come here today to do the National Action Project.
So what exactly occurs during Action Day?
Children everywhere should be and will be involved in doing things that will help to enhance the environment. For some, it will be doing a garden. For others, it will be painting the pedestrian crossing, beautifying the school, planting a tree, washing the classrooms, removing marks on walls. It's just a day for the children in schools, in their communities, in their youth groups, in their churches, to be involved in giving back something to the community.
The National Child Month Committee is the recognized national body to spearhead Child Month celebrations annually. The committee is made up of 40 government agencies and NGOs and includes organizations such as the Jamaica Coalition on the Rights of the Child, National Center for Youth Development, Office of the Children's Advocate, Office of the Children's Registry, and the Early Childhood Commission, amongst a host of others. They're all dedicated to the needs and interests of the children of Jamaica. In 1999, the committee established National Action Day, an annual avenue for children to give back by working in and around their schools and communities.
We're here with little Sheldon Miller, who's going to tell us what Action Day means for him. Sheldon, what do you plan to do today?
Plan to work in the garden and I care for the garden. And when I come to school and people is touching, people mess it up, I tell them to leave it alone.
I like to plant vegetables and apple seeds, orange seeds, mango seeds.
I'm going to go into the garden, water it, plant, and sunlight it.
And what are our children learning from Action Day?
I'm learning to give back.
I'm learning to give back to my school and be a good Jamaican. Children, it's important to give back to your country.
Everybody must work.
Visit our Facebook page or send us a tweet to share with us how you teach your child about money. The website and YouTube channel can also provide up-to-date information on other programs. On behalf of the entire production team at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Remember, don't be penny wise and pound foolish.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.